Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. Today we take on Atlanta, or well, Echo Park Speedway here for the second race of the season and as well second consecutive super speedway race. And this is going to be a very interesting race because as we take on a race 2 for this Junior Motorsports Target Chevrolet Camaro, fresh off of a runner-up finish to this guy right here, Ty Dillon, who won the Daytona 500 over myself by 4 1/1000ths of a second in Daytona. But it's going to be a very different race here today. It's going to be a lot harder to pass, so track position is going to be very important. And actually spent a little bit of time here in practice with this number 10. Of course, new format this season with the chase, meaning that although Ty Dillon won the Daytona 500, he is no longer locked into any form of playoff or anything. So, of course, he's going to have to show up for the rest of the season and run as well as he can. And, man, I thought we made the move at the perfect time coming off of Turn 4 in Daytona to win the Daytona 500, but unfortunately just wasn't meant to be, and we had a big push, and the push that we had from behind was literally the only reason we had a chance to win that race, because if we didn't have that push, we would have never even have had a shot to pass the number 10. But we actually topped the board here in practice, which was quite surprising and gave me some confidence going into qualifying. And as we come through into qualifying here from Atlanta Motor Speedway, we got the Target colors looking absolutely beautiful on the side of this car here this weekend. And as well, next episode we'll have the brand new Boost Energy paint scheme on the car, and then to follow after that we have one of the new sponsors to the Junior Motorsports team with Domino's as well that we'll have on the car as we head down this back straightaway. And then off Turn 4, sponsor goal of a top 25 to the line. Unfortunately, well, we're going to be all the way at the back of the field. P40 dead last here from Atlanta. Not what I expected to see, and by the time all was said and done, you can see right there Austin Cindric puts it on pole here from Atlanta. And we'll look at the rest of the top 10 here. Christopher Bell rounds it out with Larson as well, as some Toyotas mixed with Fords and Chevrolets all at the front there, with Elliott sharing the front row with the number 2 of Austin Cindric. So now it's time to go racing here Sunday afternoon, and we've got some work to do. It's going to be a difficult day because, like I said, it's not easy to pass here in Atlanta, so you just gotta stick with it. And if you see a lane moving, if you see a spot open in the lane beside you, a lot of the time you got to take it, and then usually you're going to maybe gain a spot or two at a time, but it's not going to be these big gains that we're making. But nonetheless, let's go racing here. Green flag is out. Austin Cindric, and defending 2025 Cup Series champion of Chase Elliott leads the field to green as we kick things off here. 15 laps of racing in this first and opening stage here from Atlanta now, and this is going to be a fun race. We are once again running on a low-leveled car to make super speedway racing more difficult in this game, meaning that today is going to be the last race for a while where we have on a poor restart basically. So we will lose a good chunk of speed here down the straightaway into Turn 3, but fortunately we have enough draft to where it will pull us back up to the back of this field, and then we can kind of start the race. Now, the way Atlanta works, you have 2, 3, 4 laps or so to make up whatever you can until it kind of turns into a gridlock. It gets 3 by 3 by 3, and once it goes into the 3 by 3, you really can't pass. So you got to make up what you can in the first couple of laps, and that's what we're going to be working on right here. Pulling up to the back of Trackhouse's Connor Zillish there, being a little bit patient. Then we're going to be coming up to the back of the number 88 WeatherTech Chevrolet of Shane Van Gisbergen as well. Now as we roll through and then head down this front straightaway, and we'll be right to the back of this WeatherTech 88 into Turn 1, but come to lap 5, this is the 3 by 3 gridlock that I'm talking about. As soon as it turns into this, passing becomes near impossible, and then you start looking for a hole in the lane beside you. In this case, we're looking for a hole to open up in the middle lane at some point as well, and right now there is one, but I didn't really see the middle lane really going anywhere, so I decided to stay put for a second. Then I do jump down here into this middle behind the 38 of Zane Smith. 10 laps to go in this first and opening stage. Bit of a checkup right there now as Joey Logano currently leads the way. Now as we are right in the middle between Trackhouse, Sandwich Bridge, briefly of SVG, but then I jump up here after making some more gains now, and now we're in behind the 51 of Cody Ware. We got Riley Herbst there just in front of us as we now maintain this third lane once again. William Byron now out in front in that Liberty University number 24 Chevrolet to the line, lap 8 of 15 underway, and coming to a lap later, rolling right up to the back of the 2311 number 35 Treetop Toyota Camry there, driven by Riley Herbst. Byron still out front. Kyle Larson's up there as well in the conversation. Logano leading the third lane as my momentum would kind of die out, unfortunately, and we would drop back down to 36th position as we come to lap 10.
Inside door.
And now with a move to the outside again. You see a little bit of separation up front there. Not quite sure what happened, but that would certainly make things a little bit interesting. And everyone was trying to get reorganized as the 21 of Josh Berry goes to the front of the field and really just trying to make this third lane work, but I'm not getting a lot of help, and I don't have enough of a draft from whoever's in front of me at this point, which was the 11 of Hamlin. Now it's going to be back to Cody Ware, so we're just kind of stuck here, you know, in the mid-30s right now, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars on the outside in front of us, so this should be an opportunity if we could have enough help from behind to actually make some ground forwards, but it just isn't quite working out right now. And we're coming up on the end of the stage here. Chase Briscoe now out in front, and we're going to see that lead change a lot here today as we continue on in these closing moments of stage 1 to the final lap, and we've still just kind of gotten ourselves stuck here in about 35th to 36th now as we head down through 1 and 2. It's Logano back out in front. We're going to stick with Riley Herbst as we head down this back straightaway one more time here from Atlanta. Give him nearly a shot. Going to back off just before it got to his back bumper. Now a push from Yaley gives me a nice shot into the back of the 35 as it's just not going to quite work out here. But Joey Logano up turn 4 down the front straightaway. No competition for him. He wins stage 1. We cross the line in 35th. So work to do. Still, we haven't really made up the ground that I was hoping that we would, which is quite frustrating, but we'll come in here, we'll pit for tires, we'll pit for fuel as well, and we'll get ready to go for this restart and hope, well, I guess we do know we're going to get a bit of a slow restart, so we're going to lose some track position right off the bat, and then we'll have to, you know, take the momentum when we catch back up and try to give, you know, get as much of a run as possible and make up some more time as we gain a spot in the pits. Joey Logano, stage 1 winner. That is 10 points to the day for him, as here we go. Stage 2 is underway. We restart P34 on the outside line. As we come through to the start-finish line, we've got 10 additional laps here in Stage 2. Instead of 15 like Stage 1, we've got a tally of 25. As Ty Dillon, your Daytona 500 winner there, passes us now as we'll jump down in line behind him in front of the WeatherTech 88 of SVG. Down this back straightaway now and hoping to get up to speed here, hoping to get some help from behind as well as we head into turn 3. Here comes that 88 now rolling up to the back bumper of us now, as on the exit of turn 4 is where I expect him to hopefully get to my back bumper, and he would push me all the way to the back of the 10 of Ty Dillon. Big run into turn 3. We got a huge run. We're going to split through the middle, but we got so much of a run that we slide all the way up into the outside wall and stunt all of our momentum, and through goes the 88 of SVG, and we drop back down to 35th, but now we got Ty Dillon pushing us, so it's like, okay, we're back up to speed. Let's get back into it immediately. We learned something right there to not do. Going forward, crash there. Michael McDowell's around caution is out for the first time for cause here in Atlanta. Single car incident, and I am going to do something different. We are not currently good enough on field to make it to the end of stage 2, so I would pit, and this will allow us to have enough field to make it to the end of the stage. Now the AI, they can absolutely make it to the end because we know they can stretch it an additional 3 to 5 laps compared to the player. But by pitting here, unfortunately, we give up track position. But if it goes green to the end of the stage, we will not have to worry about the fuel situation. We are now going to be able to be comfortably, able to get to the end of stage 2. So in my opinion, it was worth it to give up the track position to make sure we can have more of like a peace of mind situation, because if it went green from here and I didn't pit, we would not make it to the end of the stage. We would have to pit. We would go a lap down because of the AI being able to stay out. So it's just a risk versus reward. If a caution comes out, then I'll feel like an idiot because we would be able to make it with 2 cautions. We would definitely save enough fuel, but nonetheless, let's focus on going back forwards again here now to the back of Yaley. Can't really go to the third lane right now. There's no one really near us, close enough in front to get a draft off of. So we're just going to stay in line for now, and then we're going to dive 3 wide to the inside there on Yaley and Nemechek into turn number 1. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Now as we make this inside line work, we've been in the middle, we've been on the outside. We haven't really ran the bottom very much in today's race. One thing I do like about the super speedways in NASCAR 25, outside of the fact that they need a lot of work, but one thing I do like is the fact that, you know, unlike old NASCAR games, you can make different lanes work at the super speedways. You're not just stuck to the inside, where in old games you went to the inside, that's the only way forward. If you went into a different lane, you were going to always go backwards, except for kind of rare exceptions now as we continue working our way forward. And we're making some good gains here to the back of the 87 of Zilish down this back straightaway. Zane Smith to my right side now, and we're nearly entering the top 30. Do we have a crash? Yes, we do. William Byron's around. Logano collected. Suarez as well. Several drivers around. The 47 of Stenhouse, and the caution is out. And now I look like an idiot because if we stayed out last time, we got this caution here, we would have had enough fuel. But we stay out alongside everybody else and get ready to go for this restart from P31. Honestly, the highest we've started, I think, all day long on a restart, but we know, again, the car's not going to fire off very well here, so it's really just damage limitation right here. Now as Brad Keselowski leads the way down into turn 1, we're on lap 15 of 25, so just over 10 laps to go here in stage number 2. We are going to have our work cut out for us now, as if we want to get to the top 10, which I think we can pretty well write off a top 10 here in stage 2 at least. We're really focused on that third and final stage now. We'll drop to 34th by the time we went back down into turn 1, though, right up to the back of the 51 and the 71 of Ware and McDowell. SVG sticking with us as we get a big run down the back straight away. Oh, Zane Smith's going to shut the door. I was really hoping I could carry my momentum to the outside of the Aaron's. Number 38, unfortunately, just didn't quite work out now. And here we go to the back of the number 1 Moose Fraternity Chevrolet of Ross Chastain. We'll take it to the outside of him here now as we head down this front straightaway, trying to make a third lane work, trying to gain some ground here with less than 10 laps to go in stage number 2, but no help at all from the front or the back. We have to get back in line. Now, moments later, lap 18, Bell has jumped up and others have as well, and we go to the outside of Chastain, shot to the back of the DeWalt number 20 now, and here we go, making up a little bit of ground as Alex Bowman, though he leaves the outside lane, he goes back down to the middle, and that's good for us because honestly, right now where we are, it's perfect to just go forward on this outside lane. Chastain to the back of us allows me to give a huge shot to the 20, who's going to have a big run rolling up to the back of the 77 of Carson Hocevar into turn 1. Hocevar, he cannot make up his mind on if he wants to run the middle lane or the outside lane, and that was kind of stalling out our progress because he was kind of covering 2 lanes right here with 5 laps to go in stage 2, and Bell was not going to the outside of him. There's 3 rows we could make up a track position between him and the 99 of Daniel Suarez, and it's just not happening because the 77's kind of covering off both lanes, as right now Tyler Reddick is out in front as we head down into turn 3. We're in the top 30, but again, we're going nowhere in these closing laps of stage number 1. Just a few laps to go. Another shot to the back of the 20, trying to give him a big push to go to the outside of the 77. Again, he's just not doing it as we head down into turn number 1, though, and now Bell jumps down into the middle lane behind Hocevar, but I had no draft, and we would drop back down outside of the top 30, and the outside line, even more unfortunately, had kind of dropped back as well as a whole, and now we're back here in 33rd as we're approaching the final lap now of stage number 2, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has got himself out in front as we have now jumped down to the middle lane. What can we do here in this middle lane with 1 lap to go in stage 2 to the back again of the 20 of Christopher Bell? Now is Chastain behind us. He's all over the road, went from the middle to the top, back down to the middle, as absolute aura farming here in Atlanta with how good it looks as we head down this back straightaway to the back of this 20 now. Zilish to my left side into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Kyle Larson in the middle lane takes the lead, drops down in front of the 47, and it's going to be number 5 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet Kyle Larson winning stage 2. We end up 32nd. A lot of work to do. I feel like we made some progress, but it's just track position, man. It's so hard to work your way forward here in Atlanta.
You okay with this?
So we're going to pit again for tires and fuel, and we'll get ready to go green for the third and final stage here from Atlanta now. And I'm hopeful we can find a way forward, but it's not going to be easy now. And not the race, like we had in Daytona, very different race now. There's a lot more room for movement, and where, we see the opposite of real life, where in real life Atlanta is the best super speedway, where in the game I would honestly argue it's the worst, because it's cool that we have everyone packed up together, but we don't really see a lot of that 3x3x3 in Atlanta, and as well there's a lot more space between the cars, and they can move around a little bit more and have way bigger runs and make moves with those runs. You can't really do that here in NASCAR 25 at Atlanta, so it is what it is, and unfortunately we dropped down to 36 on the restart, but again, lap 42 heading down the back straightaway. Here's the run that we need, and I'm going to go for the middle, right there between McLeod and Herbst, jumping down to the inside now, and less than 25 laps to go in this race. We'll shoot to the middle now between Haley and Ty Dillon. Outside of a few moments, it's been a relatively calm race. 2 incidents for cause now, as we'll roll up to the back of the Ally Financial 48 Chevrolet of Alex Bowman. We're 3 wide on the outside now. Need help from your Daytona 500 winner, the number 10 of Ty Dillon. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has got himself back out in front once again here in this final stage here from Atlanta. We do not have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. We will have to pit at some point here now, and preferably under caution. I don't want a green flag pit stop cycle here. As I say that, though, that would give us an opportunity to maybe gain track position, because we won't gain it under yellow with pit stops there. Oh boy, we got a crash. Around goes the 17 in the middle of the pack. Several drivers involved. Hamlin, Zilish, as well as a few others, and we are able to stay out of it. Caution is out, and we are in the same fuel situation as stage 2, where if we pit right now, we could maybe make it, but we saw what happened in stage 2, so I decide to stay out, and we will restart again from 31st, meaning we know we will give up some track position, but we just again hope to get such a big run on the second lap that we'll be able to kind of overcome that now on lap 48 of 65 here. What a race this has been here from Atlanta so far, and I am not going to give up hope on working our way forward. I mean, I don't think we're going to go up here and finish in the top 10 or the top 5, but honestly, I am confident the top 20 is possible if we play our cards right now, as we'll settle in the 34th position there, just in front of the 10 of Ty Dillon, as it will continue again with a run on lap 49 to the back of the 48 of Alex Bowman, running now 33rd into turn number 3, and just waiting for the right opportunities to again jump up out of line and go forward. And I'm going to rely on the 10 here of Ty Dillon to give us a nice shove, because I got no draft right now from Hocevar, so I'm hoping the 10 can do exactly this, push us forward. We'll get alongside the 38 Aaron's Ford of front rows, Zane Smith right there, and there's a few rows that we just gained. Now the 4 is going to jump up in front of us here on the exit of turn 2, but the goal is to get him down the front straightaway, as we need help though from that 10 still of Dillon, who gives us a nice shove off into the corner. That's what we needed, and we would work our way forward to the outside of Gregson, to the outside of the 2 of Cindric, and now just like that, we're into the top 25 as we get to the outside of Carson Hocevar here into turn number 3. So we have made more progress on this restart than any other restart so far here today in Atlanta, with less than 15 laps to go as we cross the stripe. And now coming to lap 54, now pulling back in line here behind the 77 of Hocevar. He jumps up to the top. We take them in a lane. Herbst giving us a shove forward now into turn 3, and now it's like, okay, we are going to, put the work in of everything we've learned in this race about the lanes and manipulating the energy, and we're going to put that all to work right now, and hopefully this is going to get us a decent result. We had dropped to 28th again after being briefly in the top 25 into turn number 1 now, just over 10 laps to go. Brad Keselowski leads for the time being now, as I have a hole to the inside in front of Gregson. We jump down to the inside here. Keselowski still in control as we continue to kind of lose a spot here and there. We're down to 29th as we hit 10 laps to go in this race. What a race it's been. And as we continue into these closing moments, things are starting to look a bit more positive. Now we had re-entered the top 25 in an aggressive move here with help from Gregson. 3 wide to the inside of the 2 of Cindric, and we're pulling up again to the back of Alex Bowman. We might break the top 20 here in Atlanta for the first time all day long. Now as we continue glued to the back of the 48, and sure enough, into the top 20, middle lane opens up. We'll jump up there with the number 5 Hendrick Car Chevrolet of Kyle Larson. Now behind us, a bit of a moment there with Reddick. They're all good. We stay clean and green. Jumping up to the 3rd lane, which opened up just at the last second. That was an aggressive move, but we made it work. Now we'll be alongside the number 5. We're coming to 6 laps to go this time by. The intensity is getting higher. You can feel the energy building as we exit turn 2 on the back of the 23 of Bubba Wallace now. And I believe that's Eric Jones who's giving me a big shove from behind as well. Wallace jumps down in front of the 5 of Kyle Larson in that middle lane. Now I'm getting kind of broken up with the 54 until turn 1, right to the back of the 23, who jumps back up in front of us. 6 laps to go here from Atlanta. Now 3 by 3 by 3 as we exit turn 2. Larson slams into the side of us. Big contact, crashing behind. Omendinger, Zilish and others pile in, and the caution is out in the closing moments here from Atlanta. It's going to be a 3-lap dash, and Kyle Larson, what in the world was that? He just came up the racetrack and slammed right into the side of me and caused all of that.
Pace cars off.
So now we have finally gotten into the top 20.
Be ready.
And now we know we're going to have a bad restart. We got damage as well on the left side and left front of the car. Thank you, Kyle Larson. And as we return to the green flag, it is in fact 3 to go. Yes, it is. Okay, I was a bit worried it was going to be 2 laps to go, but no, we got 3 laps. So we're going to have to once again have a slow lap here to start, and then just take all that momentum forward now as through goes Larson, Jones, Allmendinger, Nemechek, Hocevar, Herbst. Oh my goodness, we are losing more on this restart than we've lost on any other one. Blaney, Ware going through. Then it wasn't until the back straightaway off of a shove from Reddick until I would get to the inside of Cody Ware, and we're going to clear him just in time. Jump back up to the outside, and by the time we're caught back up, we're coming to the white flag where Cole Custer is leading. Are we about to have 2 consecutive underdog winners in the first 2 races of the season? 1 lap to go. We need a top 25 for the sponsor goal, don't forget. And Riley Herbst right now is right there in P25. Custer leads out of turn 2. He moves up the racetrack though as we head down this back straightaway alongside the 48 of Alex Bowman to the back of the 43 of Eric Jones. One more time into turn 3. Custer loses the lead. Here comes William Byron in the Liberty University Chevrolet off of turn 4. He's going to do it. William Byron, final lap, final corner pass, wins in Atlanta, and we cross the line for 25th. We just barely hit the sponsor goal. Not the race at all that we were looking for here in Atlanta. And the one small benefit is the fact that we got the top 25. And you see the rest of your finishing order. And boy, this sets us up interestingly going into Circuit of the Americas next episode, where I think we are going to be a strong contender. Starting next episode, we will start to update the points, so I'll be showing you guys then after Coda. Nonetheless, that does it for me. What a race, what a finish, a lot of chaos, and we survived in the end. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.